Hello and welcome to the new series I said I wanted to do, so I'm doing it. This video is probably going to remain a bit unedited compared to hopefully what I'm going to be doing in the future. I've got the idea, I just don't have it all planned yet, but I wanted to get this series started as quick as I could because it's a series I want to do. It's what this channel was made for, it's so that I can talk more about football, because I've made the channel to talk about football because it's what I like doing. So nonetheless, let's get into it. We're going to have a quick, how we're going to do this episode, we're going to go through a Premier League roundup and then talk about my Premier League team of the week. Then we go into a European roundup, which is a lot condensed compared to what we're doing in the Premier League, because the Premier League is the league that I watch the most. And then going into a debate topic, or a topic of, well, there's no one for me to debate with, it's just me. But I'm kind of debating it with myself. So yeah, let's just get straight into it and have a bit of fun, and hopefully next week I'll have more graphic stuff going on like I do in my other videos. I have like a graphic background, but right now this is just me talking, and hopefully, as I said, hopefully next week we'll have stuff happening alongside me. We'll have like a banner potentially. It's all in the head. It's all in the head right now, but I want to get this video out there. So without further ado, let's get into it. Talking about the Premier League, I'm going to go through it in chronological order, starting with that Liverpool-Brentford game. 4-1 it ended, and what a game it was. Liverpool looking strong. Like just every part of that team just looks so strong right now. Even like Trent not playing, you got Conor Bradley, and he's just as good type of thing. Obviously not just as good, but he fits that role perfectly. Salah coming back from injury, didn't play the full game. Obviously he came on after Jota got injured, and it's like he was never gone. It was like he was never gone. Goal and an assist, just doing what he does best, really, innit? It is Salah. Not much would say on it about Liverpool, but talk about Brentford a bit. I think Reguilon had a okay game. He made a mistake for the first goal, but in terms of his attacking qualities, I think he provides what Brentford have been needing from their fullbacks that they're missing from Rico Henry. But Reguilon's kind of filling that role, and he's providing some good service in the attack for them at least. And then Ivan Toney back on the score sheet again. It's good to see. He is constantly at it now. He's down for it. He's got something on his mind. Maybe he's got to battle himself. And then Ben Mee, I think it was Ben Mee anyway. It might have been Collins. I honestly can't remember. It was 2 days ago now, and it is currently like 4:30 in the morning while I'm recording this. So I'm going off the brain. For that, I think it was a Salah goal when he went straight through, and they kind of just like looked around and went, and then he continued running and he went, oh, Salah's on the ball. I need to defend that, and I was like, it's poor defending. It was just really poor defending. Arsenal 5-0 against Burnley. Oh my God, they're looking strong, looking so strong. I think this was a case of Arsenal being just such a better team than Burnley. Obviously Burnley are a poor side right now, but this was just a showcase of how strong Arsenal can be. They showed it last week against West Ham, showing it this week. Saka 2 goals, Havertz getting a goal and assist, and it was a goodly taken goal as well. It's just Burnley sleeping. From a throw-in, Havertz stood in what would usually be an offside position, but you can't be offside from a throw-in. It's the basics like that, and just letting themselves down Burnley. It was just a good game from Arsenal. That's all I can say. It was just a good performance again from Arsenal. Fulham versus Villa, another 3 o'clock game, and Villa were looking strong again. They're looking one of them teams. Like, the only issue I have with them is they probably need to show a bit more consistency, and I know it's probably hard to say, but it's just down to the fact that towards the end of the game they started to let it slip a bit. Once we were 2-0 it was like comfortable cruising. Watkins had his 2 goals, and they just kind of started cruising a bit too much, and Fulham was like, right, we taste a bit of blood here. They got a goal back and they were trying to get more, and they could have got more, but Villa managed to survive. They managed to survive. I think Villa need to improve on just seeing that game out still. I mean, that's just a bit of quality that Unai Emery can put into the team. It's not the finished product yet. So I think they'll get Europa League this year. I don't think they'll get that Champions League. It will be cool for them to get the Champions League, but I kind of want that spot, and I can't see Arsenal, City or Liverpool currently dropping out of it, but that's what we'll get to later. Newcastle and Bournemouth being the other game. 2-2 that game was. And there was a big VAR controversy, but first I want to talk about that Semenyo goal. What a goal that was. He's just running through and just absolutely blasted it into the bottom bins. It was perfect goal. It was very nice. But let's get on to the controversy, I want to call it. There's a lot of calls from the Bournemouth fan being like, oh, it shouldn't have really. Right, Shah was offside, the VAR made that clear, but he wasn't doing an offside offence, he was fouled offside. Yeah, it's one of them where you go, you look at it and go, should it really be allowed? He was offside, but, you know, should he also be found something in the box? No, he shouldn't. I think it should be a penalty. He's pulling him down. I feel like it's one of them, depending on who your ref is, that's who's going to give it. Some might give it as offside, some will give it as the penalty. It is just a flip of a coin, and that's the main issue right now, is that it can just be a flip of a coin of whose mind it is coming out of today. It needs to be like a set basic rules of this is that and that is this. Not all this. There's like a fog right now, and that is an issue around VAR that continues to affect us week in, week out. And the big highlight of the game anyway came from Matt Ritchie scoring against his former club to equalise in like the 92nd minute. Late on, he got the goal, a goal that took a while to come. But yeah, 2-2 that game. Forest versus West Ham. Before this game, Moyes came out with a big statement talking about how they need to remember who won them the trophy last year, remember who's given them the good times. It's not, you know, they might go for a bit of a bad patch now, but he was saying you got to remember, where are you in the league? You're like 7th in the league. How are West Ham fans complaining right now? I find it crazy. I know you've had a bad couple of results, but you're still up there. In December, when you was beating everyone, you were loving life and you were loving Moyes and you were loving it all. So you can't really turn your back on him now. You know he can. You know he can provide for you, and you're still in a lot of competition. Still in Europa League this year. You could go further in the Europa League. I know you're out of the faith because obviously Leverkusen and Liverpool look like the stronger teams, but you know, you put faith in your manager. Just put faith in your manager. It shouldn't be that hard. I know it's funny me speaking about it to Moyes, but I didn't want to get rid of Moyes. I mean, when we got rid of Moyes, I was what, 13, 14. So like, yeah, come on. And but on the other side of this 2-0 win, Nuno Espirito Santos showing his strength, showing how good he is, and he is turning the tides around at Forest. And you know, I think Forest are on a upwards route. They're still down there in that relegation battle, but I think they're gonna slowly raise up. I say this is the biggest shock of the weekend. Spurs losing to Wolves, 2-1. Wolves won, and it's just a good game. The set pieces were well taken from Wolves. They got a counter attack from one of the Spurs set pieces, started by João Gomez, finished by João Gomez, and a corner from their own and scored by João Gomez. What a game he had! Two goals. Is, you know, it's only 3 goals that he's had in the Premier League since he's been here, and he's got 2 of them against Spurs. And I think it's the magic fading away. You know, the bottle that's showing cracks. And I think Spurs are going to start dropping the points soon. And, you know, Spurs had a lot of talk this year about how they could have been changing, how they're challenging for stuff now. But, you know, they're out of the FA Cup, they're out of the AFL Cup, and they ain't going to do naff in the Premier League, and they'll be Europa League fodder, basically. Maybe Conference again. It's just not gonna be a great season for him. They're gonna, you know, they got Ange, who he had a lot of confidence at the start of the season, but now in interviews he's looking down like this and not speaking. And it's like, pal, speak up, we can't hear you. But yeah, the magic's just fading away. But what I will say, there was still a bit of magic there, because that Kulusevski goal, neatly taken. It was very neatly taken. On to the big game of the weekend. It's City-Chelsea, a 1-1 draw, and I'd say City were lucky to get away that 1-1 draw. Rodri saving them again, as he does so much for that team. Haaland gets so much praise, but it's Rodri. Rodri's the guy that's got him by the scruff of the neck, and he's dragging him across the line constantly. I think it's just a poor game from City, to be honest, all round. A poor game from Haaland especially. He missed loads of chances, and he was back to his bit of a stinky form that he had before that injury that he got. Where he's getting the goals, but you know, he just has these bad games, and he gets away with it because he has these really great games too. He is a great finisher, but there's some games where, you know, if that's what you bring to the game, if that's what you're going to bring to the pitch, is, you know, how good your goal scoring ability is, then you got to be scoring goals. Let's end off. I thought Chelsea looked really strong this game, defensively solid. They had a unity mind. Gallagher in front of it all, doing a little Kante performance. It was all over, everywhere I looked, Gallagher. And when as soon as we got into the box, Disasi and Caldwell shut up shop. it was a good game. It was a good game from Chelsea. I got to praise them. 2 5-0 games in one weekend. Yeah, that's right, because Brighton won 5-0 as well against Sheffield. And I think I thought Brighton played well in this game, but like I praised Arsenal, saying the Arsenal game, it was strength from Arsenal. This was more down to the poorness of Sheffield United. I know they got a winning against Luton last week, but this was such poor performance from Sheffield, and it all started with that red card from Mason Holgate, the unnecessary red card on Mitoma. And then after that, Dinger and Mitoma, they ran the show. Not much saying it. I think it was a good game from Brighton, but it was a very, very poor game from Sheffield. And they need to step that up, because they're just going to get relegated, aren't they, if they continue playing the bad performances. After the other two promoted teams last season who come up this year, got beat 5-0 this weekend at the home ground. The other one probably should have got beat 5-0. They had the fair chances, they scored one of the goals, but we had so many chances against Luton. We should have finished more. In that first 15 minutes, Højlund got his 2 goals and Rashford had 2 good chances. Garnacho had a few good chances. Dalot had a good chance. Bruno had a few chances. And it was just like one of them. It's like, when is a goal going to come? And we managed to see it out. Højlund's 2 goals put us through. 7 goals in 6 games now. He's on for Vardy's record. He's going to go for it. He's going to win it as well. He's going to, he's just Van Nistelrooy reincarnated, and it is just beautiful to see. I love it. I do love it. And nonetheless, let's get on to that Premier League team of the week. In net, I'm going to go with Sells. I think, coming to the Premier League is always a tough ask. Playing against West Ham, who have been, known to get a few goals here, there and everywhere, and keeping a clean sheet. Not many clean sheets going around this weekend, apart from in them 5-0 games. So I'm going to get to Sells as my goalkeeper in the team. At right back, we're going to go with Gross. He got involved in the goals today. Yesterday, sorry. I'm recording it. Gross, Disasi and Corwell, I said they were really, really strong defensively, and City are a tough team to play. They stuck together, and they didn't drift from one another. They didn't focus on someone too much, and they got a good result from it. They got a 1-1 at the Etihad. It's a good result. And then Kiwior at left back, getting an assist, getting involved in the goals. Hey, what more can you ask for? I couldn't really think of anyone at left back that had a really great game week, so put Kiwior there. Midfield 3, I commit to that 4-3-3. I don't like that, how that Garth Crooks does it with that 3-4-3. Ain't for me. 4-3-3, proper. That's how the team's set up. And in midfield, we're going with Gallagher, who I said I really liked. João Gomez getting the 2 goals. And McAllister, I thought McAllister had a really good game. Obviously in a more attacking position now that Endo was back in the team. And did a lot of controlling for that Liverpool team. And I don't think he got appreciated enough, but McAllister had a really good game. And then my front 3 is Bukayo Saka. As I said, I need to get someone from that Arsenal team in. And he got 2 goals, so he goes into the team. Højlund, another person, got 2 goals and got United a win, and he's just on such good form right now. Both Saka and Højlund on good form right now. Both got 6 goals this year. And then Mitoma getting into the team as well. He got involved in quite a few goals and just had a good game against Sheffield, as I said. And then on to the next one, and it is going on to the Bundesliga. Is a quick round for the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich lose again, this time to Bochum. VfL Bochum beating them 3-2. Kane got a goal, yeah, but it was not enough for him to get back. Musiala got a goal as well, but it's just a poor game from Bayern. Again a poor game. They got goals this time, so they're getting better. But it is just Leverkusen's league, because they continue to win 2-1. Frimpong getting one of the goals. I can't remember who got the other goal, but a 2-1 win. It's away. It's comfortable for them. They're going to win the league this year. They're not going to, Bayern almost let it slip last year with Dortmund. Dortmund should have won the league last year, and Leverkusen are going to win it this year. It was actually a crazy game week in the Bundesliga. 5 red cards this game week. A few of them were from double yellows, but a lot of sending offs this week. A lot of teams down to 10 men. It was a weird week. And I said the game to watch in this would have been that 3-3 draw that happened yesterday between Freiburg and Frankfurt. Frankfurt slowly turning things around for himself, but a 3-3 draw away. Crazy game. Definitely worth watching the highlights on YouTube if you can find it, guys. Then La Liga, Real Madrid dropped points. Obviously, Girona have not played. Girona played tonight, but Real Madrid dropping points puts Girona with a chance. If they beat Bilbao tonight in 3 points, they give them 3 points of Real Madrid, and they have a real good chance of, you know, pushing on for that Liga title. Atletico Madrid won 5-0. 2 people got braces. Llorente and Correa both getting a brace in that game, and I think that was really that's my game in the La Liga that I said to watch. And then Lewandowski got a 97th minute penalty winner. Oh God, I wish I could have done that on my FM career, but God no. 2-1 win for them. You know, you shouldn't be taking it that long, but 97th minute winner, crazy stuff. Ligue 1, nothing to write home about in Ligue 1. It's Ligue 1, innit? Let's face it. PSG won 2-0, and Brest moving to second. Lyon trying to turn the tide still with a 1-0 win. They're looking a bit better, but still down in that bottom half. But yeah, nothing much to talk about in Ligue 1. As I said, it's Ligue 1. It's never going to be much to talk about that's interesting. There we go. I just absolutely shortened that sentence right down. But yeah, nothing interesting to really talk about in Ligue 1 ever really, is there? And then on to the Serie A, which, you know, there's quite a bit of interest to talk to here. We're going to start with what happened yesterday, and Monza beating AC Milan 4-2, and it was crazy game. It was got 2-2 into the 90th minute. Pulisic has scored in the 88th to make it 2-2, and then Maldini, of all people, Maldini gets an assist to make it 3-2 to Monza in the 90th minute, and then he went on and got another and made it 4-2 in like the 95th minute. Crazy scenes. My God, watching that at work was shocked me. Napoli dropping points to Genoa. You just are not the team they were last year. 39 points, they're sitting like 9th in the league. It's poor. Monza, who beat Milan, are now only 3 points behind Napoli. So, you know, if you told a Monza fan that, they'd be like, yeah, of course we beat Milan then, we're up there in the top. But no, it's Napoli have fallen since Spalletti, and it's just not good enough for them. Juventus dropping points to Verona as well, and that's a game they should not have been dropping points. It's a 2-2 draw to Verona in the relegation zone. Juventus really should have done better because they're letting Inter Milan run away with it. The 4-0 win, they're now 7 points clear with a game in hand. They'll be 10 points clear, and it would be Inter Milan's title again, and they're running away with it. But that is my European roundup. I will want to do a team of the week next week, but I just didn't have one ready this week. So, you know, I said we're smoothing cracks right now. We're gonna move along and see how it looks and see how it does and see what works and see what doesn't work, and, you know, mould this series. I want to talk about football, and this is what we're doing. We're talking about football. We're talking about what I like. And as I said, I need a debate topic, and we are going to make a debate topic, and that is, it's been going around a bit recently, is the Prem too competitive? And I was like, how can the Prem be too competitive? And people are going, yeah, but it's like, it's too obvious who's there and there's there. But is it always? There's a lot of mixture in the Premier right now, and I like it. Like the top, so the title race is down to 3 rather than the past couple of years. It's been down to 2s and 2s and 2s. Like last year, it was down to City and Arsenal. The year before that, it was City and Liverpool. The year before that, it was City and United. The year before that, it was Liverpool went and walked away with it on the road. It's Liverpool, I'd say Liverpool and City, and then City and United, City and Liverpool. It's been a lot of top 2 races, but, you know, there's a 3 going for it now, and it puts that Champions League spot in a bit more contention as well. Obviously, there can be 5 Champions League spots this year, so potentially space for someone else to squeeze in there. But obviously, I enjoy it. You know, it's 3 clubs that I really don't like. Obviously, I probably prefer Arsenal to win it, even though I don't think I could bear with it on the internet. But that is the lesser of the 3 evils there, because Liverpool reaching 20, get out of here. City winning it in 4, it's better than Liverpool winning the 20th title, but I still won't like it. And then Arsenal, 20 years since you last won the league? Yeah, go for it. Enjoy it, guys. I do hope Arsenal win the league out of them 3. Obviously, I prefer Villa to continue on theirs. I prefer United to somehow win it, but it's not going to happen, is it? So out of the 3 teams that I see as an option there, I want Arsenal to win it. And that's what I like. And then you talk about the race for Europe, and you go, so then 3 have already got it. But then these there could be 2 Champions League spaces. There is definitely 2 Europa League spaces and a Conference League space. That's 5 spaces that potentially there. And there's a lot of teams going for it. Villa, Spurs, United, Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham, Chelsea, and Wolves. 8 teams. 8 teams, apart from the 3 at the top. That's going from the 1st position to the 11th position, all trying to get into Europe next year. All of them is going for it. How can you not enjoy that? How can you not enjoy the fact that Wolves, who at the start of the season people going, oh, they're going to. I mean, myself, I said Wolves could be fighting relegation this year with the team that they had, but now the level on points with Chelsea, and they could really push on to try and get into Europa League, into Europa Conference League, which is going to be in 8th place because West Ham are dropping points here, there, and everywhere. Chelsea dropping points here, there, and everywhere. Newcastle have been up and down all season. Brighton have been up and down all season. Spurs losing the magic. United, we have a great game one week and then we struggle the next. And it's like, I think the only team there that's probably going to get Europe next year is Villa, because Villa have been strong all year. It is going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting coming into these last games of the season because you're not going to know who's going to finish where. United could still finish in the bottom half. A 3 bad results and we're in the bottom half. And we're currently sitting 6th or 5th or something like that. 6th because we're behind Spurs and Villa, who are 5th and 4th, and obviously the top 3. But that's exciting. That is excitement at its finest. That's the Premier League at its best. And you talk about the fight for relegation. Forest are in there, Palace are in there, Luton are definitely in there, Everton in there because of the 10 points, and they could still get another 10 points deducted, same as Forest. And then Burnley and Sheffield, they're getting really, they're basically down there already. And it just leaves literally 3 clubs who, Fulham, Bournemouth and Brentford, who just are, they're not going to do much this season. Brentford could even get dragged into that relegation battle. And just leave Fulham and Bournemouth to be sat in that middle going, we're happy with this for this year, see what we can do next year. Because Fulham had a bit of a push last year, but was not good enough. And Bournemouth, I think, are ready for the push next year. And that's going to make it even more competitive. And I was thinking about this being more competitive. And I've got to look at next season. Yes, let's say Sheffield United, Burnley and Everton go down. Alright, Everton are going to come straight back up, we know that. But, alright, they go down. Leicester are coming up, and Leicester are not going to get knocked down too easily. Southampton are probably going to come up as well. And Ipswich or Leeds also has potential to come up. And any of those three teams come up, and they are going to fight. I think the one that's going to fight the least would be Leeds. I think Leeds would be like how Sheffield United are this year. I just don't think they're good enough just yet. I think another year in the Championship will do them. Come up when Everton come up in theoretically there, and they'll have a good go at it. But Southampton and Leicester are not going to go down easy. They're not going to be knocked over. They're good teams with good players with good setup. They know what they're doing as a football club. You put that in this league right now. Who's going to get relegated? Anyone could get relegated there. It's the way that is just perfect. It is honestly just perfect. I know I might stuck my words here, but that sounds like a perfect Premier League to me because you don't know what's going to happen. You go look at the start of the year and go, I don't know who's going to finish where. That's perfect. That's how the Premier League should be. You shouldn't just look at it and go, alright, I know they're going to win. That's boring. That is so boring. You want a bit of fight in the Premier League. You want everyone to be fighting for summer. You think Leicester and Southampton come up and go, oh, this year I just want to kind of not get relegated. No, they're going to go, oh, you know what? We had a good season last year. Let's try and go for Europe. Right? Let's try and go for Europe. And then I said, both try and go for Europe. And then, as I said, I think that would leave Brentford. I think Forest would try and go for it. I mean, Brentford, Ipswich and Luton, who there would put them in a very sticky situation. Even Palace as well. If that would make the relegation thing, and I think everyone else would be fighting for a European place. 16 teams could be fighting for a European place this year. That's exciting to me. That's exciting because no game being easy is good, right? Because you're going to go into a game and go, oh, I don't really want to play that game today. Every week you're going to be on your seat going, oh, we can get a result there. Obviously City, they might go, oh yeah, we're going to win. But City slip up quite a bit. City do slip up against these, you saw against Palace, you saw them against Wolves in the past couple of years, where they have made a slip up and I don't think it's past them to make a slip up in these games. And yeah, you're gonna say that the golfing class right now between that top three that I mentioned earlier and the rest of the league is quite big. But with the Premier League managers that are currently here and the financial capabilities of a lot of the squads nowadays because of how much money the Premier League makes, that gap's going to get closed like next year. Like, next year, City might not even be in the league anymore. We don't know, but that's not another story. We're not going to go into that right now. But I enjoy the Premier League being competitive. Let me know if you think it should be this competitive. Let me know if you liked it when it was a clear top four. It was clear who's going to get relegated and stuff like that. I don't like that. I like the not knowing. That's the best thing about football. We can go to a game and going, yeah, we're going to win this game. I like the excitement of, oh, it's a bit tense this. Like today against Luton, people at the start of the year gone, yeah, United will beat Luton. But, it's nothing to do with us playing bad. Today, Luton have fight to them. You saw it against Arsenal when Arsenal beat them 4-3. You saw it when they drew 4-4 with Newcastle. Luton have got a lot of fight to them, and I've got to respect them for it because they are giving it a real good go. And I enjoy it. I enjoy that Luton have made the Premier League better. A lot of people at the start of the year going, oh, I don't like Luton in the Premier League. But they've made the league better. Literally because they can just pull off a result every now and then. And that's what I like. I like that they're giving it a fight. Burnley and Sheffield getting beat 5-0 this weekend shows that, when they get hit, they just kind of like, they just know they're going down. And that is disappointing for me to see, is teams just not care as much, getting beat 5-0. I think Sheffield's the worst example of this. I did not like Sheffield coming up this year one bit, but they did. And I think they are the worst team in the Premier League, obviously. But they're just, there's other teams out there that could have come up. Well, Sheffield United came up and have done just naff all with it. I could have loved to see a Coventry come up last year, or a Blackburn. Someone who thought would give it a bit of a fight, because if Blackburn come up, they probably would have kept Brereton Diaz, who's now at Sheffield. If Coventry came up, they would have probably kept Gustavo Hamer, who's now at Sheffield. And these players are exciting. I think that's another thing. That Gustavo Hamer, when Sheffield United get relegated this year, he's going to come straight back up with any club. I think he'll get into most teams. I think he'd do really good at Wolves, to be fair. But that is a debate over. As I said, I think the Premier League right now, as it is just perfect. It's not perfect not knowing what's going to happen. There's like 10 games left, and we're just left in a bit of a biz, and it's like, I like it. Another thing I was going to say is, speaking about the Championship teams, maybe we'll kind of think about, next week I probably will speak about the Championship as well, and League One and League Two, because I prefer talking about them than I do about European leagues. I do watch European football, but the Championship excites me a lot more because, once again, it's competitive. You don't know what's going to go on. Hull, who were 13th a few weeks ago, are now a game away from getting into the playoffs. That's exciting. They've made the right moves in the January transfer window, and it's paying off for them. That's what I like about football. Is the heart. But yeah, that is the end of this video, guys. I do hope you liked it. It's a new series. And it's to talk about football, because I made the channel for, to talk about football. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please leave it a like, comment in anything that I talk about in the video. Just let me know your opinions on what I've talked about, especially about this. Is the Premier League too competitive? And subscribe, because there's going to be plenty of more of this stuff coming on its way. And this is what I like talking about, is football. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers for watching, guys. Goodbye.